embarrassed that we choose to make a political issue out of a world-class facility. Kaya tuloy, wala nang mag-aabalang magpatay. When they, ano ba tawag doon yung corner, groundbreaking ba yun? When they put the first, I wasn't there then, but I was there when there were only beams, and I continually checked on it in the days to come. Mr. President, this is a world-class stadium built in record time with the advice no less than, if I'm not mistaken, and I can check for the record, World Bank and or ADB on how to finance and how to do this project. Mr. President, successful as it was, if we had only the dilapidated stadium of Rizal Memorial, of Ultra, may I ask Her Honor if she has seen the place? Because the National Track and Field team, when they visited it around November, not sure, September, November, before the Southeast Asian Games commenced, they went there for the first time. Does Her Honor know that they cried when they saw the stadium? They cried when they had the opportunity to run on the turf. Bakit? Kasi dun sila nagpa-practice sa napakabulok na stadium. Ganon ang kalagayan. That's how we treat our athletes. Ilan lang ang Manny Pacquiao ng Pilipinas who has had the opportunity to raise himself and have sponsors. But not all sports, boxing and basketball, that have a strong following. Many of these athletes will never even be remembered. That day that we won the gold medal, Southeast Asian countries gave their juries to the Filipino athletes. I am embarrassed that we cannot even honor. I am embarrassed that we choose to make a political issue out of a world-class facility ng matitino at kahanga-hangang mga infrastructure dito sa Pilipinas. Dahil magpatayo ka lang ng maganda, sasabihin na sa'yo na may kalokohan ka. So, para walang pumansin. Ganon. Paano magiging white elephant? Madam Sponsor, do you even know what are the conditions of our sports facilities? Para sabihin mong yung world class na yon magiging white elephant? Hindi nyo ba alam na pinasa natin ang National Academy of Sports? And doon, pag-aral, training, ang mga bata natin, mga future Manny Pacquiao, paano naging white elephant? Sana naman mag-ingat naman kayo sa mga paratang nyo. Dahil yan na naman ang live. Di man lang natin binigyan ng konting parangal, respeto, ang mga national athletes. Na alam nyo ba, kung hindi dahil sa bayanihan to, hindi pa magkakaroon ng allowance. Hindi thanks to PIA Cayetano, thanks to Speaker Alan Cayetano, Bambol Tolentino, and Senator Sani Angara. So hinahalo ko yung mga mukha ng mga athletes na to dun sa tinatawag niyang white elephant. Kasi that is the only reason what up such a structure for people. In this case, for young athletes. Their faces and their names from the structure that you now want people to cast doubt upon. Again, I do not have the details, but I have to stand up for BCDA, for the architects, for the engineers, for every single construction worker that worked overtime. Madam Sponsor, alam nyo ba 24/7 nagtrabaho yon para makadeliver tayo sa Southeast Asian Games? Di ba mas kahihiyan yun na nag-umpisa Southeast Asian Games tapos natapos yun? Nanood ho ba kayo? Nandun ako, nanood ako. No, nanalo tayo ng mga kung ano-anong event. Yung pole vaulter natin, he claimed the gold. Si EJ Obiena, he's going to compete, he was supposed to compete in the Olympics. Pero hindi natuloy yung Olympics. At least, nagka-Southeast Asian gold medal siya, di ba? At least nanalo siya in his own country. Napanood siya ng tatay niya, na coach niya. Ganon ang kalagayan ng mga athlete. Madam Sponsor. Yung nanalo ng marathon, taga Cagayan de Oro siya. Umiiyak siya nung nakita ko siya after niya. Hindi niya akalain mananalo siya. Alam niyo bang na-lockdown siya dito for how many months? Hindi nakauwi. O baka sabihin niyo irrelevant na yun. Hindi irrelevant yun. Kasama yon sa mga sakripisyo ng mga athlete. Tapos ngayon, ang kaisa-isang nagawa natin for them, binibigyan pa natin ng mali siya. Kaya yan ang mangyayari sa bansa natin. Puro mali siya tayo, puro paghuhusga.
Mr. President, may I respond now? And
Yes.
good gentlewoman. Thank you, Mr. President. Indeed, if the good colleague had caught more or most of my privileged speech, it probably would not have caused the good gentle lady as much distress. Maganda naman talaga yung mga facilities. Nobody's arguing against that. And sinuportahan ko rin yung itinayo natin by law na paaralan para sa ating mga atleta. World class nga naman yung mga facilities kahit tignan lang natin sa mga litrato. Pero baka mas world class pa kung binid out according to law. Yung mga itinanong ko, hindi pa akusasyon pero sinabi ko mga bagay na dapat alamin. We're not merely content of news reports or headlines. They had been, Mr. President, already the subject of opinions by the Government Corporate Council, by the Office of the GCG, the Government Commission on GOCCs, and very importantly, Mr. President, the Commission on Audit, na lagi naman nating ginagamit na gabay para sa pag-oversee ng tamang at optimal na paggamit ng government funds at pati sa pagsisiyasat ng ating mga proposed budget tulad ng ginagawa natin sa ngayon. Maganda talaga yung facilities, but does this excuse the possibility of cutting corners, which I repeat, Mr. President, my speech was not the first to raise questions about, pero may aktual na mga opinyon at observation bago sa araw na ito ng COA, ng GCG, at ng Office of the Government, OGCC. And the COA findings themselves were adverse, Mr. President. Kaya it behooves us to consider the possibility of looking into them. Ang aking mga tanong na iniraise ay walang pagbabawas sa pagbibigay halaga natin sa ating mga atleta mula pambansa hanggang lokal. Hindi binabawi ang ating suporta sa education and ay tungkol sa inobserbahan ba o hindi ang mga ayon sa batas dapat na inobserbahan kung totoong joint venture yan o hindi ba dapat sa ilalim ng Build, Operate and Transfer Law, kung kaya't mas mahigpit na bidding at pag-iwas na ito ay naging bang isang behest loan. At pati yung tanong ko po tungkol sa ito ba ay magiging white elephant lamang? It was precisely in the body of my speech, coached in the form of a question. Kasi ayaw natin na ang ganitong world-class or magandang facilities ay mahulog na lang sa ganyang status. Lalo na naging stage na siya ng pagkamit ng glory o karangalan ng ating mga atleta. So ito po, Mr. President, ay mga tanong na maaring unang beses ni-raise natin dito sa loob ng Senado, pero nauna na yung mga constitutional at executive bodies sa ganitong klaseng mga opinyon at obserbasyon. And I think it is well within the mandate of the Senate to also consider looking into these questions, Mr. President?
Mr. President, like I said, I do not have the details. Wala ho akong panahon sa ngayon na aralin yon dahil I am sponsoring CREATE and I am the Senior Vice Chair of the Committee on Finance. Pero pag pinagpatuloy pa ni Senator Risa sa ganitong panahon, na katulad nga ng sinabi ko, yung mga athletes na yan, na lockdown, hindi nakauwi, 10 buwan, walang allowance, 10 buwan, walang allowance. This is their livelihood. And you know, the only thing they have left is their pride. So when we do things like that, we slap them in the face. That is what we do, Mr. President. And when Her Honor chooses to use words like white elephant, you make the people who bother listening to us, if there are still people who bother to listen to us, the more that they question our judgment, the more that they question the things that we do to make those who need more in life, to give them a better life. And that is exactly what that project was all about. But kakainin ba natin yon? Hindi. So, ba't tinayo yun? Eh kasi nga may purpose. We were in line to sponsor, to host the Southeast Asian Games. Was there enough time to go through all the steps? I don't know. But I am sure there's a logical reason because the president of BCBA is one of those persons that is highly respected. In this government. He was pulled in, Centers. Hindi mag-aabala si Vince Dizon nang mag-cut short lang ng corners para lang batikusin ng ganito. Ginawa niya yon para mapatayuan ng may pagmamalaki namang stadium ang Pilipinas. So I leave it at that, Mr. President, but I sincerely regret, inasmuch as we all have the right to stand up here for anything that we want to talk about. We do. Kaya pwede, lahat tayo may right. Pero I sincerely regret na ang napakagandang pangalan ng napakagandang mga proyekto na para lang naman bigyan ng kahalagahan ang ibang sektor ng ating bansa na normally hindi napapansin. They are normally training, like I said, umiyak sila nung tumuntong sila sa tarp nung track oval na yon. Umiyak sila. Sabi nila, wow, ang lambot. Sabi ko, ba't saan ba kayo nagte-training? Ma'am, dun sa track oval na sira-sira na, sa Pangasinan. Ha? Paano kayo nakarating ng Pangasinan? Eh, wala na ho kami mapag-trainingan sa Metro Manila. And then their facilities, yung tinirahan ko sa Rizal Memorial noong 1983, awan, kung hindi pa natin pinatayo ang track oval sa University of the Philippines, which is open to all, inabot ng mga anak ko, 30 years after I graduated, the same track and football field ng UP. O so siguro si UP, sinundan nila by the letter every single step. Awa ng Diyos, inabot ng 4 na taon. Nag-graduate na yung anak ko, never niya na nakitang yung field.